Okay, let me share with you some of the cuttings that I received this week from two good friends, two houseplant and gardening friends. And you know, the gardening and plant community can be so generous by just giving, you know, of their plants, readily cutting their plants and giving pieces of them. And I appreciate that very much, because all of the cuttings that I'm going to share with you today, I do not have any of those species. So, you know, that's adding to my collection and growing my collection. So this first one here I got from Julie, who I become friends through Instagram. She's local here in the Phoenix area, not far from my home. And she called me earlier this week, actually wanting to give me some pots that she was going to donate, but she thought of me and asked me if I wanted them. I said, sure. And while I was there, she showed me a beautiful Aeonium plant that was overgrown and asked me if I wanted some cuttings. And of course I said, yes, absolutely. So I took some cuttings from her plant, and she wasn't sure of the name, a type of Aeonium. I've looked it up online. Right now I think this is an Aeonium Arboreum. I believe it is a tree Aeonium. But I'm going to go ahead and plant them and see how they look in the winter time, because you know, Aeoniums are winter growers. We're going into fall now, so they'll be coming out of dormancy here soon. So I'm gonna pot these up. Many of these you can see have aerial roots already. Well, I just took some off there. But they have aerial roots already. They're already calloused over, so they're ready to go into some soil. And I'll be potting those up and giving you a look at them. So these are Aeonium, I believe Aeonium Arboreum. Okay, the next group of cuttings were given to me by my friend Jolynn, and she is on Instagram and YouTube, username I Love Jolynn. I'll put links to her YouTube channel and her Instagram below in the description. But she is from Los Angeles, and she was here in the Phoenix area this past week, and she was so kind to come and visit with me, and she brought me some cuttings. She also filmed a get to know the planter type of video, and she'll be putting that out. I'll leave a link below. It'll probably be out by the time I put this out. But you can take a look at that video and see my house plants, and get to know me a little bit better. But she brought me some beautiful cuttings. This first set of cuttings here is from Night Blooming Cactus, I believe it is. And this is a type of tropical cactus that grows in a hanging formation, and the flowers, I believe they're white flowers, the flowers that grow on it only bloom at night, and I believe they only bloom one time, so you have to catch them when you can. Now these two cuttings here, actually she got from her friend Tanya, so thank you, Tanya. And you can see what I mean about the plant community and sharing cuttings and everything. That was so generous of her. But I am really anxious to plant these up and have it grow, and you know, I'll be keeping a good eye on it when it does bloom, and I'll be sharing that with you also, and that's the Night Blooming Cactus. Okay, the next one that Jolynn brought me was this euphorbia here, and you can see it's in really good shape. It's all calloused over, so no sap or anything like that. So it's ready to be put in some soil. I'm not sure what type of euphorbia this is. If you recognize it and you know what it is, please leave a comment down below as to what type of euphorbia you believe this is. It kind of looks like a candelabra type of euphorbia. I'm not sure. I may need to just do some more research on this. Maybe when it gets a little bigger, I'll be able to identify it easier. But if you know, please do leave a comment down below. But I do know it is a euphorbia, and it's a beautiful specimen. Okay, the next one she brought is this pad here. It is a cactus, and again, I'm not sure what kind. She believes it is a rabbit ear cactus, so I need to do some more research on it and see exactly what kind it is. If you recognize it, if you have one of these or you've seen one and you recognize it, please do leave me a comment down below and help me out in identifying it. But it's calloused over and ready to be potted up. And you know, these cactus pads, they just root so easily and start growing so easily. So it's one of the easiest cacti to propagate, these type of Opuntias. Okay, the last one I'm going to share with you, and also an Opuntia, and this one is a Beavertail cacti. Yeah, I have my trusty little dongs here because this guy, although he may look nice and sweet, it has little thorns on it that can really get into your skin. May not be as visible as a a barrel cactus spike or something like that, but these have little tiny thorns in them that can really get under your skin. But it's a beautiful specimen, and this type of Opuntia, this Beavertail cacti, blooms pink flowers, fluorescent type pink flowers, which is wonderful because the other three Opuntias that I have, that I did a video on recently, an unboxing video from Mountain Crest Gardens. One of them is white, blooms white, one is orange, and one is red. So having a pink one in there will definitely be nice for my collection. But this is a Beavertail cacti, an Opuntia. Wonderful specimen already. Her mother plant is very large, and this is just one pad that she took off it. It's already calloused over and ready for planting. So thank you, Jolyn, for all of these cuttings. I so appreciate it. I can get specimens, cacti, succulents that I do not have in my collection and get them for free. Now I gave her some my cuttings too of different things that I had. I also shared with her some of the Aeonium cuttings that Julie brought me, so she has some of those. Okay, so let me get these potted up and I'll share them with you how they look. Okay, so I am out in my patio and I've got them all potted up. Here are some of the Aeoniums. I actually had enough to do 2 pottings, but this basket here is one that Julie gave me. So her Aeonium cuttings and her basket are hanging here on my divider. It's a bamboo divider that I put up for shade and privacy. So they'll do well there as they come out of dormancy. Let me show you where the other ones are. So the other ones are right here on my shelving, and I put them in this terracotta pot. This is one cutting, and it had a little bit of a strange angle to the stem, so I decided to put it on its own here in this pot, right next to my toilet bowl mug planter. So those do really well there. And those are the Aeonium cuttings. So for the 2 Opuntia cuttings that I had, the Beavertail and what I think are rabbit ears, I put here. One of the Beavertail I put in a round, shallow terracotta pot. That one I already had. This mug here, this is one that Julie gave me, and it's in a mug shape, but it had draining already in it. And I always put some type of top dressing, some type of rocks or gravel or something, for a couple of reasons. For cuttings to help support them, because they don't have a root system yet, so it's kind of hard for them to stand up. So these rocks or gravel will help support them. And they are here next to my other Opuntias. And one of them, you can see there, is actually already giving off a little growth there. So that's cool. So this is all of my Opuntias here, along with the cuttings that Jolene gave me. Okay, so my other cuttings are here, the front of my balcony next to the ledge. And the night blooming cacti, the 2 cuttings I put in this terracotta pot, supporting them with some gravel and some stones. And here is the euphorbia cutting in another terracotta pot. So they're gonna do well there. Now that I potted these up, I am gonna wait a few days before I water them. I'm gonna let them get acclimated, 1, to the soil, and 2, to the environment. There is no more direct sun hitting my balcony, so they'll be in the shade, bright light. But now that the sun has moved and we're going into fall, the sun does not hit my balcony directly anymore. So that's a good thing for them, that they're not going to be hit by the sun directly. So they should do well there. But I'm going to wait a few days before I water them. So those are all of the cuttings that I received. Again, thank you so much, Jolene and Julie, for the cuttings you gave me, and Julie for the pots you gave me. So appreciated. And if you enjoyed this video, friends, please do give it a thumbs up. And make sure that you subscribe, because I do videos on a weekly basis. And you'll never know what I'm going to be up to as far as plants. So please do subscribe and join our plant community. Thanks so much, friends. Have a blessed day.